We all remember high school, right? Though everyone has a unique experience as hormones bounce around your body like they are in a particle accelerator, the high school athlete is generally given fond memories of their glory days. Some they won't shut up about.
I played high school football. 4 touchdowns in 1 game.
Then there's whoever played for these next high schools, where I'm sure some of their memories involve a teammate falling down a 3-foot wide sinkhole in the south end zone. You're not gonna believe how bad these stadiums are. America's weirdest and worst high school fields is coming up right after this. Things are getting back to normal, aren't they? I'm making stadium vids and the MLB is holding games at full capacity. And whether you want to risk it all or stay at home, one thing hasn't changed: the need for high quality, premium wireless earbuds. And for that, Raycon has you covered. Raycons are worn by Mike Tyson and their 6 hours of battery life and boosted bass will knock you the F out. See what I did there? They also offer seamless Bluetooth pairing and a comfortable noise isolating fit. For me, I love having Raycons in for listening to 10 hours of ocean sounds while trying to ignore the world around me and the fact that the Mets keep blowing leads. So after this video, head on over to buyraycon.com/5points and get 15% off your purchase. Again, that's buyraycon.com/5points from the link below and get 15% off your purchase. Thank you, Raycon, and you for supporting this channel. Have you ever been to New York City and sat for hours waiting to enter the Lincoln Tunnel and consumed air dirtier than the inside of a coal mine? Well, the next time that happens, you will know that there is a tiny football stadium directly above the tunnel entrance. It also doubles as a baseball diamond. Better watch for foul balls after you slap down a $20 toll to visit the city. Okay, look here. The varsity field at Pickens High looks decent for a high school. I want to focus on the JV field over here. It looks normal enough outside the fact that the sideline looks like it was drawn by Michael J. Fox. We're both going to hell. I get that it's the JV field, but could we at least try a little harder? So if Weehawken is built over the entrance to the Lincoln Tunnel, Stuyvesant's high school field is built right over the freaking Hudson River. Built upon Pier 40, which used to be 5 piers used for importing and exporting, but not much as for the importing. Pier 40 was repurposed as a sports park in 1998. The field is encapsulated by a parking deck and other facilities, and the field turf looks worthy of a parking garage, that's for sure. This field looks pretty normal from directly above. I mean, besides the absolutely terrible looking grass. But a 3D look shows you it's actually on top of a mountain and all 4 corners of the football field slope downwards. This field is about as level as Formula One's competitive balance. Seriously, this rendering doesn't do it justice. It's amazingly terra-bad. Built during the Great Depression in 1936, like others, it looks normal from above. But a closer look reveals that this weird-ass stadium is actually built inside of a freaking castle. I guess they needed some protection from any invading Virginians. The Depression must have been a really strange time, but hey, at least they were allowed to go outside back then. Talk about a home field advantage. Barrow High School in Utqiagvik is positioned right between Imukpuk Lake, a giant lake, and the Arctic Ocean. This picture just looks cold, as this is the only field literally within the boundaries of the Arctic Circle. Barrow High School was featured in a show called Football Town, Barrow, Alaska in 2015. I'm not saying this is a bad football field, but hypothermia should not be part of high school athletics. We all love dual-use stadiums, right? Well, what about combining a football field and a rodeo? Well, at the Mariposa County Fairgrounds, you can both kick a field goal and rope a steer. This tiny inland California town has about 2,000 residents and looks like they love their football and livestock all at the same time. You know, it's pretty hard to find flat ground in Arizona for a football field. You might as well wait until a meteor hits the earth and then BAM! I think they just repurposed the set of Captain Kirk versus the Gorn. This is literally in the desert where there are acres of flat land, but I guess they picked this spot for the field so they could just say they are built different. The team is named the Roadrunners, and I'm disappointed a false tunnel isn't painted into one side of the crater. Beep, beep. So I'm gonna assume this clearing was the old field because this cannot be a place where they actually play high school football. I don't think it can be any more spruced up than it already is. If we move over to what I think is the varsity field, it doesn't get much better. You came here for bad high school fields and you got bad high school fields. This is a little unfair to Weir High School, as this is the abandoned Jimmy Carey Stadium that is situated right next to the former site of Weirton Steel Corporation. Jimmy Carey was rebuilt adjacent to the school, but this relic of the past looks something straight out of Mysteries of the Abandoned. Weirton Steel was once a thriving tin plate manufacturer in northern West Virginia. Now it's a rotting relic like this old football field. That's pretty sad. A field that would make Exhibit proud. They put a high school field inside another field next to another field which is inside of a horse racing track. Yep, when you're not shredding would-be tacklers, you can hop on your old steed and take a few laps around the old dirt track, or if you're a parent, simultaneously watch a soccer, football, and softball game while taking a horse named Rainbow Sherbert at 7-to-1 odds. Yo, dog. I have a great idea. Put a flat football field right next to a lake created by rainwater. I wonder if the field will flood like all the time. Apparently this field is constantly muddy and an injury trap for any high school player looking to bury their femur into 18 inches of mud. Rumor has it there are bodies buried beneath the south end zone, and those were just last week's grounds crew. When you get hurt in football, the common thing to say is rub some dirt on it. Well, what if it's the dirt that caused your injury? It's hard to believe there are actually two fields worse than this, known as the Pit. Trona's high school proudly boasts that it has an all-dirt field. According to Wikipedia, the grounds crew routinely drags the field to remove stones and they water it on game day. I have the feeling neither of those really do shit. How can there be a football field worse than one comprised of dirt? Well, feature your eyes on Seligman High School in Arizona, whose briar patch of a field looks about as inviting as a prostate exam by a 7-foot-tall doctor. On top of looking like it's filled with cacti, half of the playing surface is occupied by actual prairie dogs. Imagine breaking for a run outside and then tripping over a fucking desert rodent and looking like Daniel Jones. And still somehow, this is not the worst high school field. This next one is. When you Google worst high school field in America, one answer comes up, and it's spot on. A field so bad opponents refuse to play on it, Branson High School in Colorado takes the cake. No stands, gopher holes in the field, no water for grass, and irregular areas of dirt and desert grass. This place is an injury nightmare. Earlier this year, other teams decided they would stop coming to Branson, so the school district needed $540K to put in artificial turf. I mean, they could just bring in a bulldozer and lay down some dirt. It didn't stop Trona. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can also donate to the Branson Football Field Project from the link below. Seriously, give these kids a field to play on and save their knees from traumatic injury. They've actually raised a significant amount of money and have saved the field, but they could use a little more love. I'm 5 Points Vids, and you made it to my next video.